Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Ranking the Albums. Today we're going to look at the studio albums of a kind of a short-lived but very much beloved U.S. progressive metal, power metal, melodic metal band from Florida called Crimsonglory. I can remember back in, 1986 when that first Crimsonglory album came out. You know, you had the kind of really cool cover art at the front with the silver, like metallic mask and the roses and all that kind of stuff. And you look on the back, and there you got the band. They're all wearing those masks, right? And you're like, oh, this looks kind of cool. Took it home, unwrapped it, put that on the stereo, and boom. You had this soaring, majestic, powerful lead vocal from this guy called Midnight. Kind of sounded like the second coming of Jeff Tate. You had this really great, crunchy, metallic, but yet very melodic music. Anthemic choruses, but shredding guitar solos and intricate arrangements. Right? A lot of really, really memorable songs. And I was like, holy crap, this is good. Really good, as a matter of fact. And then, they released another 2 albums, and then they kind of went away for a while. Midnight left, came back, all that kind of stuff. A lot of weird history with this band. And then, of course, Midnight passed away back in, the early 2000s. He had a lot of issues, right? All sorts of stories about him, but we're not going to get into that today. So today we're going to look at their 4 studio albums, their 4 full-length albums. It's really all I got. I will say, they're all pretty good. A couple of them are dynamite. The other 2 are, one's really different, and one's, got a slightly different lineup, but still pretty damn good. So I'm going to start from my least favorite, go to my favorite of the 4. But like I said, I do like all these quite a bit. So we're going to start with 1991, Strange and Beautiful. So this is the last one to appear where Midnight would appear. And just so you know what the guys were looking at there, I like there. That's them without the masks, obviously. That's Midnight right there. This was very much a departure for them. So, here you have, again, like I said, 1991. Music's changing, metal's changing. I think, especially when you look at the album that came before this is like a complete about-face. Absolutely complete. And a lot of people were like, what the hell happened to Crimsonglory here? All these years later, almost 30 years later, listening back to this album, it's actually a pretty good album. This is kind of like, Crimsonglory all of a sudden discovered that they wanted to be like a combination between Led Zeppelin and Badlands. All right, which again, compared to Transcendence, which came out just 3 years prior, night and day. But again, looking back on this album, a lot of acoustic guitar textures here, a bluesier feel, a more groove-laden feel. Like I said, I get a lot of like some of the kind of like the arrangements have that kind of big, epic mid-70s Led Zeppelin feel to it. But on a whole, it's kind of almost like a kind of like watered-down Badlands album, but a good one. The vocals are really good. The songs are catchy. The guitar riffs have tons of groove to them and a lot of crunch. There's like pinch harmonics flying all over the place, and like I said, a lot of acoustic guitars. I dig this album. I think it's good. I think the title track is really good. Promised Land is great. The chant, In the Mood is fantastic. Make You Love Me, really, really good. Some good rockin' stuff on here. It's just not progressive metal. Not power metal. It's not really metal at all. But still, I think an underrated album in their canon that most people kind of like have forgotten about because it was so different at the time. So, all right, so we're going to fast forward to 1999. So by this time, the band had broken up for a while. Midnight obviously is off doing other things, and the band decide they want to regroup. He's in no condition to do much of anything, so they get an unknown guy named Wade Black to come in and sing for them, and they release this album called Astronomica, which is back to heavy, kind of proggy, definitely power metal-y. All right, so this, again, 1999, so this is like the kind of the new metal craze. Thankfully, these guys didn't decide to go down that route, although this is a very modern-sounding record, much more, current, for the time anyway. Rather than going and rehash their exact sound from the 80s, they went and did something a little more current. So, but some really great, War of the Worlds is fantastic on here. You got the title track is really good. Touch the Sun. The Other Side of Midnight. Sidonia. New World Machine. And Wade Black's vocals are very different from Midnight's, and he goes even higher. He's got almost like this Tip Ripper Owens type of thing. Okay. You can hear, again, I was listening to this again this morning, you can detect a little bit of kind of like, the Judas Priest thing that they were doing with Tim Ripper Owens on, Jugulator and that sort of stuff after Halford left the band. So it's got kind of like that feel. It's very aggressive. This is easily their heaviest album. Okay. Really good, though. Really good. I hadn't listened to it in a while. I was listening to it this morning. I'm like, yeah, that's just as good as I remembered it, So my number 1 and 2, I had a really tough time ranking here because the debut meant so much to me when it came out. I love it. Loved it then, love it now. But man, that second album is just absolutely breathtaking. And it's such, most people, when they talk about kind of the gems of the early progressive metal scene, just fail to recognize that album. So I'm going to go today with number 2, their self-titled debut from 1986, Crimson Glory. So that's that cover I was telling you about, right? And here's the guys in the band. Hopefully you can see that. Kind of like a weird thing back in 86, see a bunch of guys wearing masks. But, you had Kiss wearing the makeup, you had King Diamond wearing the makeup, you had Gwar wearing the costumes, all that kind of stuff. So not really like, that far out there, but the songs really backed it up big time. Valhalla, Dragon Lady, absolutely love Dragon Lady, Azrael, Mayday, Queen of the Masquerade, Angels of War. So many good songs on here. Heart of Steel, Lost Reflection, Dream Dancer is the bonus track on the CD. Just so melodic, so memorable, really anthemic stuff, sizzling guitar riffs and solos, and plus you've got the amazing vocals of Midnight, who was a true star in the making. True star in the making. Just didn't happen, unfortunately. So, of course, number 1 from 1988 is going to be a Transcendence. This is, again, very different from the debut, whereas the debut is very immediate, accessible, memorable, lots of hooks, all that kind of stuff. This second album is still kind of hooky, but man, musically speaking, so complex. I mean, this is progressive metal, okay? You think about at the time, what do you got progressive metal? You got Fate's Warning, you got Dream Theater's right around the corner, you got Watchtower, okay? You got, the early Rainbow and the early Rush. That's about it, right? This stuff, just, maybe Queensryche, forgot about Queensryche. But this album is just like, off the charts, Lady of Winter, Red Sharks, Painted Skies, right? Mask of the Red Death. Incredible song. In Dark Places, Where Dragons Rule, love, great song. Lonely, Burning Bridges, Eternal World, the title track. Just so many great songs, and it really flows really, really well. I want to see if I can't remember if they had a picture of the... Here they are. So here, 88, they got the big hair and all that kind of stuff, but man, the music does not sound like that kind of stuff. And this is not hair metal by any means. A really, really tremendous album. And like I said, I think one of the unsung gems of the early progressive metal scene that just doesn't get its due. So there you have it. A really great band. If you never listened to Crimson Glory and you like I said, you like Queensryche, you like Fate's Warning, you like the big soaring vocals with the intricate arrangements, heavy crunchy guitar riffs, lots of blazing solos, but plenty of hooks. You definitely got to check these guys out. So coming in number 1 for me, Transcendence from 88. Number 2, Crimson Glory from 86. Number 3, Astronomica from 99. And number 4, Strange and Beautiful from 91. Don't disregard this album because it's really good too. Like I said, if you like Badlands and a touch of like Zeppelin, I think you'll dig this album. It's really different. It's definitely, out of the 3, it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, but I still think it's pretty cool. And by the way, these are all the Metal Mind productions out of Poland. These are all those reissues that they did. They were the Roadrunner reissues. So if you can find them, get them. Well worth it. So like I said, 4 really, really good albums that deserve more attention. So let me hear your ranking for the Crimson Glory catalog below. If you have never heard this band, instead of coming on here and saying, I've never heard of these guys and leaving, listen to what I have to say, and hopefully you go out and you listen, check these albums out on YouTube and, decide for yourself if it's a band you want to investigate. So visit us on the web at www.seeattranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. In fact, I think there are full reviews of all 4 of these on our website, because I remember when these reissues came out, I'm pretty sure we reviewed the entire reissue series here, so you can find full reviews of them on there, a lot more descriptive than what I just gave you. So check them out, and we'll see you guys over the weekend. I'm assuming, what do I got going on this week? Yes, that's right, Martin Popoff's coming on this weekend, although that's going to be airing Monday. We're doing a Deep Cut Dive show for Blue Oyster Cult. We'll be recording it tomorrow, but it's airing on Monday. It's July 4th weekend, so I might be a little light on content, but I do have a couple things. I do want to hopefully get to that New England album ranking for you, as well as the City Boy album ranking for you. Those are the two that I've got next. Okay, so then next week, we've got Deep Cut Dive-O-Rama, all sorts of cool stuff. I'm working on a couple of big interviews for you guys, so those are in the works. Okay, one has been confirmed, just need to finalize a date and time. The other couple I'm still waiting on, so those are all happening hopefully real soon. So we'll see you guys soon with all that great content, and take care. Happy for all of you here in the U.S. I know most of you have off today, hopefully, for the July 4th weekend, so enjoy your day, and we'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye.